So I did say that this weekend I was going to spoil all of you by giving you not just one, but 2 episodes of Around the Point. Thank you all for watching today. If you are new here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you are sharing this throughout your entire social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's wherever you share videos, dorks. You can also, again, give this a big old thumbs up. It'll be really, really appreciated. Now, I did say this is 2 episodes. Where was the first one, motherfuckers? Where is it, Steve? Well, to all my dorks, last night, myself and Big Mike talked about AEW's Fyter Fest that went down last night. It was free on Bleacher Report Live. A lot of people had a problem with the stream. I didn't have a problem at all. I was able to watch it with no problems on Bleacher Report Live. We talked about everything that happened on Fyter Fest, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you have not watched that, give it a look. It's up in the video archives of this channel. Also, my dorks, this past Friday, it was our 300th episode of the Team Heel podcast. I am excited. I was excited. It was cool. The fact that the podcast got to 300 episodes was just insane as it is. I didn't think we'd get this far. But the fact that we did, it was awesome. We had the entire crew at one time. We had Big Mike. We had Walter. We had Chase Oliver. We even had a cameo appearance at the beginning of the podcast from Connor from OKFib. You guys may not remember. A long time ago, before Connor had the Random Wrestling podcast, before he had the OKFib show, before any of all that stuff, he was a part of the Team Hill podcast as a regular, and I'm just happy for him and all that stuff. It was cool to have him on this episode 300. If you have not watched that yet, it's up in our archives as well of this channel. Give it a watch if you want to see the video version of it. Now, the audio version is still being edited by the Wrestling Bear. Apparently, he's still busy. He's editing as we speak. It should be up, per the Wrestling Bear. It's going to be up later on today for downloading, whether it's on iTunes, Stitcher, PodBean, Spotify, iHeart or over at the Google Podcast if you'd like to download them all. And all that is going to be up later today. But yeah, guys, 300 episodes, and here's to more. And things are going to get better. I do promise that. The fact that I now have, an Apple device. I know for a lot of people, Apple device, it gets crapped on, what have you. But the fact that I have an Apple device, the fact that I'm able to do more stuff now on OBS that I wasn't able to do on my laptop months ago, it's a big upgrade. The fact that I can bring people on and have them be on video and all that, you can see them now. You're not just seeing a plain screen, if you will, or the graphics and stuff like that. It's an upgrade, okay? But I want to take this time again to everyone. Throughout these last couple of years, when it comes to the Team Hill podcast, if you downloaded, if you listened, if you liked, if you shared, if you gave a critique, a comment, the 5-star ratings on iTunes, all that stuff, I want to thank all of you for making this possible. And I really, really mean that. Getting that all out of the way, this is episode number 2 of Around the Point. Now, there really isn't that much to cover on episode number 2. Because literally everything was covered on the Team Hill podcast. We covered Fyter Fest yesterday with myself and Big Mike. So for this episode, Motherflowers, I will be talking about Ring of Honor. ROH had a pay-per-view on this past Friday called Best in the World, live from Baltimore, Maryland. And here's the thing about this show. This show is going live just as we were doing episode 300. And I wasn't able to watch the whole show live like everyone else. I wasn't able to watch the whole show as a whole yesterday. I got to watch it, but I watched it in parts. I had a lot of things happening. On Saturday. Peru they beat Uruguay in the Copa America. They're going into the semifinals. I wanted to celebrate for a little bit. Had errands to do as well. And again, I wasn't able to watch the whole thing as a whole, but I did watch it. I did cover it. I'm covering it right now, but I did manage to watch the whole show in its entirety. And of course, Fighter Fest happened, so there's that too. And here's the thing with this show. I didn't hate it. There's some stuff that they did that really just kind of like made me scratch my head. And here's the thing about it too. I did say this a long time ago. With AEW now being a thing, I said that, for those of you out there that think, WWE is fucked and shit like that, you're hearing people say that. You're hearing people say on the internet, and I'm pretty sure you're hearing it as we speak now, what have you. Oh, man, WWE is fucked, bruh. You see that, man? Hey, I wish Vince is watching Fyter Fest so he can learn a thing or two, motherfuckers. The reality is this right now. If there's any company right now that is feeling that AEW effect right now, motherfuckers, it's not WWE. No. It is Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor right now is feeling that AEW effect. And if you watch, there's a picture they're floating around on the internet about their attendance, a lot of empty seats. And here's the thing about it too. I'm going to say this right now, and again, it's kind of funny because yes, AEW, Fyter Fest, there's a lot of empty seats too. They had their own tarp sections as well that was tarped out. But yet, everyone's quiet as shit for this, though. Motherfuckers are quiet, not saying shit. But if this was WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, haha, you see that? Haha. But AEW diehard staying quiet as fuck for this shit. I'm just saying. And it's funny because Dave Meltzer did say, there's limited tickets left for Fyter Fest. And listen, I'm not here to crap on Fyter Fest. I'm not. I'm just calling it like it is. That's all I'm doing. So for those you think I'm just a hater, this and that, you're fucking wrong, buddy. Just saying. Anyway, like I did say, Ring of Honor is feeling the effect. With talent probably leaving soon and shit like that. Put it this way too, okay? The wrestling wasn't bad. Ring of Honor still has some solid talent there. They do. Marty Scurll, Jay Lethal, Jeff Cobb, Dalton Castle, Bandito, PCO, Brody King, Kenny King, Jay Lethal. If I didn't mention him already, probably did, but fuck, I'll say him again anyway. And so on and so forth. The Briscoes are also great, and all that fun stuff. They have this partnership with the NWA, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Speaking of NWA, Eli Drake is now part of the NWA. Dummy, yeah, and all that fun stuff. So there's still stuff there, but again, they're just still feeling that effect. And the reality is too, with the Ring of Honor, just like Impact Wrestling, there is no buzz behind them right now. There is no buzz. AEW just came in and just swooped the rug from under all of them and just took the buzz away. They really, really did. And I hate to say it, and I don't mean to come off like a dick when I say this shit, because I want all wrestling to succeed. I want every promotion to succeed and do good. The reality is, though, I think the moment AEW gets on TV and they do get this consistent rating and they do get the traction that they want, all that fun stuff, it's gonna be doomsday, I think, for Ring of Honor and maybe even Impact Wrestling. But that is indeed, guys, around the point. Anyway, guys, if you watched Best in the World, give me your thoughts in the comment threads of this video. Or if not, let me know on Twitter @HeelSteve, where you can follow me. I tweet throughout all these shows, whether it's WWE, Ring of Honor, Impact. I know Impact is doing Slammiversary literally next weekend. I might do a Wrestle Companion for that. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And so on and so forth, okay? So on and so forth. So, I have the results here, okay? And I'm going to say this too. You know it's bad when the World Championship match of this show goes under 10 minutes. And normally with Ring of Honor, they go out there and they have these long, lengthy matches. They do. I'm talking 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. And they go out there and they tear it up. But for some reason, Jeff Cobb and Matt Taven only went out there for fucking, I don't know, under 10 minutes. You know it's bad? When the allure motherfuckers get more time than the world champion. And keep this in mind, it's not even that long, but like the difference of like 20 seconds or so. But still, that's just besides the point though. The fact is that the world championship match in Ring of Honor got less than 10 minutes. It just felt disgusting overall. So let's get on to this review, shall we? Also, they debuted the new, I think I get this out of the way now, okay? So Ring of Honor, they have the Villain Enterprises. as their current 6-man tag team champions, right? And keep this in mind, I don't watch Ring of Honor like I used to, okay? I'll watch pay-per-views here and there, whenever I get a chance to, and all that fun stuff. I don't even have Honor Club, to be honest. Just saying. And they did this whole thing where PCO was going to make them a brand new 6-man tag team titles. And they debuted these new belts literally at the pay-per-view. And god damn it, yo, I have seen some ugly belts in my day. There's people that are shitting on the 24/7 title in WWE. But god damn it, yo, these titles that I'm about to show you guys, literally, I swear to God, are as bad as the fucking 24/7 title. And I dare you dwarfs to tell me otherwise. These are, by the way, the new Ring of Honor 6-man tag team title. Oh, but Steve, it's for Villain Enterprises. It's just for them. I'm pretty sure once they lose, they'll go back to the old version. You better hope so, because this, I swear to God, I've seen some lazy shit in my day, but this has to be the most laziest belt design I've ever fucking seen. Look at the referee. His face alone just says that he doesn't give a shit. Like, even the referee disgusted by that fucking title, by those fucking titles. God, I've seen some ugly shit in my fucking day. I kid you not, motherfuckers. I kid you fucking not. So anyway, I did watch the pre-show, the kickoff show. Apparently, what they did on this kickoff show, they announced who was going to be Nick Aldis' tag team partner to face the Briscoe, because Colt Cabana has a leg injury, so he cannot be Nick Aldis' partner. And they also had Roosh versus Flip Gordon in a one-on-one match on the kickoff show, or the pre-show, if you will, how the fuck you want to call it, okay? I thought the match, for what it was a very, very good match. I enjoyed it for what it was. Did it go long? Absolutely not. But the story is, hey, Roosh is undefeated, and he has been beating everyone that they put in front of him. And literally less than, 5 minutes or so, he's undefeated. They talk about how Roosh defeated Dalton Castle in 16 seconds at the Garden. I was there. And Roosh, and again, Flip Gordon held his own too. He held his own, got some moves into, but eventually he just couldn't overcome Roosh, and he beat Flip Gordon with the bullhorn corner kick. And by that, Roosh remains undefeated in Ring of Honor. They went to interview him, and he just talks about how it's going to be all about him in Ring of Honor. He's going to take over and all that stuff. And I'll say this too right now. With Roosh, honestly, I would love to see them put the television title on him right now. I'm not saying the World Championship, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But you know what? Give that guy the TV title right now. I see some good things happening. And as you all know, Roosh is good friends with Andrade in WWE. They were formerly part of Los Ingobernables in CMLL. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to continue on with Roosh. Is him still being undefeated. But a lot of fun stuff. We then get the promo of Nick Aldis cutting about his new tag team partner, right? Who is it going to be? Out comes James Storm. And he basically had issues with Aldis and Cabana, right? But he wants to know who's going to be his tag team partner. Who's going to be Nick Aldis' tag team partner. And he, I guess, wanted to be that tag team partner, but I guess Nick Aldis wasn't having it at all. And he told him, hey, you know what? This tag team partner, you know him very well. He's, a matter of fact, he is from Baltimore, Maryland. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you who he is. I'm going to have him tell you who he is. And out came Eli Drake. Dummy. Yeah. With his theme song from Impact Wrestling. He's still Eli Drake. Remember, guys, per Impact Wrestling, once they leave the promotion, they're still able to keep their gimmicks and all that stuff. So there's that. Also, again, he comes out, he cuts his promo, let me talk to you dummies, yeah, and shit like that. Again, it's vintage Eli Drake. Talking about how, what the past and the present, the future, what's old is new again, and what he wants is to be the NWA World Champion. How he's been a fan of the NWA, how he grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and stuff like that. Just type of the stuff that he would do in Impact Wrestling. And he didn't miss a beat. He did not miss a beat on the mic. I'll say one thing about him. I like his mic work. I really, really do. And let's see what happens. I think, again, the NWA picking him up is a very, it's a big move. You would think someone like him would have gone to, like, I don't know, AEW or WWE. But with the partnership of the NWA and Ring of Honor, hell, we could even see Eli Drake in New Japan soon enough. Who'd have thought that? We'll see. But nonetheless, I look forward to seeing Eli in Ring of Honor at a time where Ring of Honor does need some talent. So there's that too. But I would say, you know what? Give Eli that NWA title down the road. But at the same time, I don't mind them trying to give him the national championship. But again, a lot of good stuff happening from NWA. I will look forward to seeing what else goes down with the NWA. We then get the main card, people. We get the fucking main card on the show. We had Dalton Castle versus Dragon Lee. Now, Dalton Castle, they kept mentioning in the comments and commentary that he has his new trunk that cover up to his back because he had back trouble. And we're really kind of like, okay, my only critique is Dragon Lee throughout this match didn't work on the back of Dalton Castle. There's, again, obviously Dalton Castle's a heel. The whole thing is now that he is getting revenge for what happened at Madison Square Garden when he lost to Roosh in 16 seconds. So what he's going to do is trying to fight people or hurt Roosh where it hurts the most, with his friends, with his family. And you guys don't know, Dragon Lee and Roosh are very good friends and all that stuff. And there's moments in this match where Dalton Castle could have had him beat. He hit the bangarang. They kept mentioning that's how he won the world title years ago. And instead, he decided to go for the bullhorn, the same move that Roosh hit Dalton Castle with at Madison Square Garden to beat Dragon Lee. So Dalton Castle got a win. Could this lead to a rematch of Dalton Castle and Roosh down the road? Maybe so. It's funny too, because at the beginning of the match, Dragon Lee hit the same move and Dalton got a near fall, if you will. So there's that. After this, we get what I thought was the bleeding shits. The allure of Mandy Leon and Davey Richards' baby mother, Angelina Love, versus Kelly Klein and Jenny Rose. This match was the bleeding fucking shits. And I just kept quiet because, again, I have to be a fan, right? I just didn't give a shit about this. Everything about this just looks sloppy as shit. Completely sloppy. I feel like they're doing Mandy Leon a fucking disservice here by having her be part of this faction, in my opinion. I'm surprised Mandy Leon isn't really, by now, the Women of Honor champion. Surprised. Surprised. And again, what really shocked me the most as well is I found out that Mandy Leon is dating Delirious. Which is funny because when I found out about that, I go back to the reference of Big Daddy, the movie with Adam Sandler. And I don't know if you guys remember that movie or not, but there's a scene in the movie where where Sonny, that was his name in the movie, Sonny and Julian go to see Vanessa. Vanessa was Sonny's ex-girlfriend, whatever. He wanted her back, right? And he thought that, hey, by them having a kid, it could be a step in the right direction, to find out that there's someone in the bathroom. And it's an old guy. He thinks, oh, it's Vanessa's grandfather, right? He was about to beat him up because he thought, oh, he was sleeping with Vanessa. And the old guy's like, I am. And to find out that Vanessa is now dating an old guy who could easily be her fucking grandfather. Now, I'm not saying that Delirious can be her grandfather, but goddamn, Delirious can be her fucking uncle. Goddamn, yo. I'm just saying. And I go back to the end of that scene where Sonny goes, you're going to miss me when you have that old wrinkling body, loose skin, old balls. I laughed in that scene, but I just go back to that like, yo, goddamn, yo. What a lucky motherfucker is Delirious. But that's around the point. Okay, the match literally ends with they literally throw a fucking heel to the back of Kelly Klein. And Angelina Love ended up pinning the women's champion with the Botox injection kick. But like I said before, Mandy Leon hit Kelly Klein with a shoe when the referee was looking. After the match, a video plays of an unknown person destroying a toy, and the name Man-Eater shows up. Then Maria Maniac, who I never really heard from. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to sugarcoat shit here. I don't want to see be like, oh, I watch all her stuff, man. She's standing there and lays out security. So I guess now she'd be the answer to the allure. Oh well, let's see what happens. Again, I'm not familiar with her stuff. I don't want to lie to you guys. There'll be other podcasters, other YouTubers that'll pretend, oh, I know who she is, bruh. I don't want to be that one. I don't want to be that person. I'm sorry, motherfuckers. I really don't. We then get Kenny King versus Jay Lethal in their best of 3 series matches. Jay Lethal won a match prior, and then Kenny King won a match, and then Jay Lethal he won by disqualification. So here's the match. I'll say that the match I really enjoyed for what it was. What surprised me that Jay Lethal wasn't showing any honor stuff. Like usually they do the code of honor, and usually Jay Lethal is that guy to shake the hands and shit like that. And he wasn't doing it. For what it was a good back and forth match. There's a moment where Kenny King does a shooting star press, and it looked like he was gonna go for hail to the king. That diving elbow drop that Lethal does usually to pay homage to Randy Savage, but he hit the shooting star press, which surprised the fuck out of me. I think it was Caprice Coleman who commented on commentary, oh, it's funny how people want to hate on Kenny King, but Jay Lethal did the same stuff. What he meant was, hey, Kenny King was a former tag team champion in Ring of Honor and then left to Impact Wrestling to be the X Division champion, all that stuff, part of BDC. Can't believe I still remember that, the Beatdown Clan. By the meantime, at the same time, Jay Lethal was in Ring of Honor and left for Impact Wrestling, then came back, but didn't get hated for it though, while Kenny King did, which is kind of true when you think about it. But I enjoyed the match for what it was. There's a moment where Lethal hit Kenny King's finisher for a near fall, but when it's all said and done, Kenny King, with the upset win, with the biggest win of his career, if you will, he hit the lethal injection and then hit the royal flush to beat Jay Lethal for the 1-2-3. Which, again, caught me by surprise. It shocked the fuck out of me. What does this mean for Kenny King? Is he going to get a shot at the Ring of Honor World title? I would hope so. But we'll see. We shall see what happens here. We then had Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham, who I considered the Black Bryan Danielson, the Black Daniel Bryan. They call him the Octopus. He faced Silas Young in a Pure Rules match. Now, I haven't seen a Pure Rules match in a long time in Ring of Honor. It's been years. I'm talking about, we gotta go back to the days of Joe and McGuinness when they had the Pure Rules title, the Pure Rules match and shit like that. Well, let me bring you guys up to speed. What is a Pure Rules match, right? These are the rules of the Pure Rules match. Each wrestler has 3 rope breaks to stop submission holds and pinfalls. After a wrestler exhausts his rope break, submission, and pin attempts on or under the ropes by the opponent are considered legal. Okay, after a wrestler exhausts his rope break, submissions, and pin attempts on or under the ropes by the opponent are considered legal. So basically, after 3 rope breaks, if you get pinned or not, after that, they consider it legal. So if you're on the rope, the referee can still count 3. There are no closed fist punches to the face permitted. Open-handed slaps, chops to the face are permitted. Punches to the breast and the body are allowed, excluding low blows. First use of a closed fist to the face receives a warning. Second use of a closed fist to the face results in disqualification. When you think about it, yeah, the rules are kind of dumb. I get that. But it makes things very intriguing to see what the fuck are they going to do. And I'm not gonna say overall was this like a classic like McGinnis and Brian or Brian and Joe and McGinnis? No, but the fact that I haven't seen one in a long time is cool to see. And I personally thought they're gonna bring out the Pure Rules title. Do I see them bringing back that whole championship and stuff like that? Maybe so, but only time will tell. Gresham distracted the referee by dragging the ring apron into the ring while skinning the cat. Hit a low blow and then locked in the Royal Octopus hold when Silas was out of rope breaks. Each man only get 3 under the Pure Rules, and that's how it ended. So Jonathan Gresham hit a low blow, which is not of his character, if you will. But at the same time, not Eli Drake, but Silas Young did indeed a low blow a couple times before in their previous matches to get wins over Jonathan Gresham. So Jonathan Gresham returned the favor. So there was that. We then had the tag team match from the NWA. We had Nick Aldis and Eli Drake versus the Briscoes. It went to a double countout. All 4 men were brawling outside the ring when the referee, Brian Hebner, I haven't heard that name in a long time either, called for the bell. Jay Briscoe and Eli Drake fought through the crowd and into the back. And Camille appeared to help Aldis with Mark Briscoe. Cole Cabana tried to leave commentary to get involved, but Ian Riccaboni, who I think is great on commentary, by the way, tried to tell him not to do it. Keep this in mind, there was a moment in the match, near the end of the match, after the count-out was issued, whatever, right, where Eli goes to spit water, I guess, on Jay Briscoe. But then James Storm got involved, and then they were brawling, what have you. So it was basically the Briscoes alone with Nick Aldis. There was a table spot. Camille comes out, like I said here. Appeared to help. Like, she actually speared, I think it was Mark Briscoe. And after this, right, Aldis ended up, getting Froggy Bow through the table by Mark. Marty Scurll comes out to help his friend to the back. Remember, Marty Scurll did face Nick Aldis at the NWA 70, I think it was the NWA show that happened during the Crockett Cup. So they're still friends, what have you. So there was that. It was fine. It was fine for what it was, if you will. We then had Shane Taylor versus Bandito for the television championship. I thought this match was okay. Nothing to go crazy about. Bandito had moments here where you thought he was going to win, but Bandito managed to retain the television championship with a belly-to-belly pile driver. Yeah, so he's still the champion. I do think, though, at the end of the day, a Roosh versus Shane Taylor for the television title, sold. Why the fuck not? We then had Villain Enterprises of Marty Scurll, PCO, and Brody King versus the fucking Lifeblood. Lifeblood, it consists of Tracy Williams, who's known as Hot Sauce, PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel in WWE, and Mark Haskins, who I've seen wrestle before. Great performer from the UK. So there's that. I thought this match honestly was all over the place at one point. Like I said before, though, this is where they showed the new 6-man tag team title. And again, I showed this early on in the podcast. That is the belt. God damn it, again, that is a very ugly, hideous title I've ever fucking seen. And again, I get it. It's their versions of it. It's customized for them. But come on, bruh. They could have done way better than this. I'm just saying, okay? It is what it is. But god damn it, if Ring of Honor decides to sell these shits on an ROH shop, we're gonna have a problem. I'm just saying. The match for what it was going everywhere. But when it was all said and done, though, you had Villain Enterprises getting the win. They ended up winning. When PCO hit the PCO Salt on PJ for the win. After the match, the Soldiers of Savagery attack Lifeblood. Right? They attack Lifeblood. Bandito comes out and makes the save against both men. But then Bully Ray comes out and attacks Bandito. This draws out Flip Gordon to come out to chase off Bully. Now keep this in mind. Throughout this whole build-up, Marty Scurll is looking for a new employee of Villain Enterprises, right? So As this is happening, Lifeblood decide to give Flip Gordon a Lifeblood t-shirt to put him in Lifeblood. Suddenly, the lights go out. They play on the screen, right? It's Marty Scurll, who was just literally just in the match. He comes on the Videotron. He introduces the newest member of Villain Enterprises. He talks about how he searched all over the world, Australia, Japan, Mexico, and the US. But the whole time, the newest member of Villain Enterprises was literally right in front of him, right under his nose, right? So he introduces the newest member, and it's Flip Gordon. I guess he's now going as the mercenary, and it's Flip Gordon, and he super kicks Bandito. The lights go back on. He super kicks Bandito. He's joined by literally the Villain Enterprises. They beat up Lifeblood. Flip hits the 450. He 450 Tracy Williams from the turnbuckle through the table, sit on the floor. It looked like it hurt because you could tell Flip was holding on to his ribs. But there is that. Flip Gordon is now part of Villain Enterprises. And, for what it's worth, hey, it's something that's going on. You have Lifeblood versus Flip Gordon. I do remember at one time, Juice Robinson was part of Lifeblood. And now, to my understanding, Juice Robinson is no longer doing stuff for Ring of Honor. So there's that. He wants to focus on New Japan. The question is now, hey, will Lifeblood find a new member and all that stuff? We'll see. We'll see how that goes down the road. And then we get the main event for the Ring of Honor World Title. Matt Taven versus Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb was undefeated. That's how they've been building him up in Ring of Honor, undefeated. And I was disappointed with this match. Listen, I want to believe that, hey, they went out there, they tried the best, but at the same time, I want to believe that something prior to this match went longer than it should have, and hence why this match was really cut short. Because usually Ring of Honor World Title matches, they go long. They go 20, 30 minutes, what have you, sometimes even 40 minutes, okay? They go long. And here, it just went under 10 minutes, which is not really a Ring of Honor type move. Usually, this is some shit you see in WWE, whatnot, okay? You will see that usually. And here, it's like, whatever. They went out there, they tried their best. I'm not saying they had bad chemistry, because they didn't have it. The match, for what it was there. Jeff Cobb got thrown outside the ring. Taven did some dive outside the ring as well. Cobb threw some belly-to-bellies at Matt Taven. He went for the Call of the Island that was countered. And then Taven hit not one climax, but two of them to finally pin Jeff Cobb and give him his first defeat. So Jeff Cobb is no longer undefeated in Ring of Honor. And there's that. And to me, again, my only issue is I wish this match went to a draw or disqualification to keep the undefeated streak still intact. And listen, I understand, for a lot of people, Matt Taven isn't their cup of tea. Matt Taven is not a guy that you consider to be world champion material. I understand that. But at this point in juncture, it's like, you know what? Just like Kofi Kingston, it's time to get that belt off Matt Taven. The question is, who the fuck do you put it on? And don't tell me, Marty Scurll, because I feel like that'll be reaching right now. That'll be like a desperation move right now, if you ask me. Or Jay Lethal, like, no, that's still the old guard, but we'll see. But that was Best in the World, guys. Give me your thoughts on the show. Did you enjoy the show or not? Like I said before, though, it's them right now feeling that AEW effect. It really, really is. Now, before I wrap this up, I had questions sent to me on Twitter, at HeelSteven, by the one, the only Michael Corvin. And this is what he basically asked me, if you will. And quote, this is what he asked. The following questions. I'm going to answer them real quick, and then I'm going to wrap this up. First question. Which would you rather do? Attend a class about how to apply wrestling backstage politics to real life taught by Hulk Hogan, or attend a class on how to properly jump off a second rope taught by Sid Vicious? I would attend the Hogan class on how to apply wrestling backstage politics to real life by Hulk Hogan, because at least with that, I'll have my way. But Sid, I'll end up fucking up my leg. So there's that. Number 2. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a mark is Cody Rhodes for wanting to take that chair shot at Fyter Fest that resulted in 12 stitches to the back of his head? With 1 being not much of a mark, but 10 being a big of a mark. Yes, in case you guys haven't realized yet, at Fyter Fest, Cody Rhodes took a chair. Not took a shit. He probably did take a shit, but he took a chair shot to the head by Shawn Spears, formerly known as Tye Dillinger in WWE. When it happened, Cody's head, I think he turned his head as it happened, so it hit the side of his head, but he ended up bleeding. And it looked, I cringed. I fucking cringed when it happened. That being said, then he went on Twitter, 12 stitches but no concussion. I'm going to say 7. I'm going to say 7, to be real with you on that. But apparently he's not hurt, which is good. He's not fucking hurt. And then after this, your last question. Fuck, marry, kill. Naomi, Ember Moon, or Kiera Hogan? Okay. I would marry Naomi. I would fuck Kiera Hogan. And I would kill Ember Moon. There's that. I hope you guys, again, enjoyed this installment of Around the Point. That's basically all I had to cover, actually. Let me see what else is popping in the news right now. But make sure before I wrap this up here again, I hope you all enjoyed for what this was worth. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video, if you will, a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media, as always. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Again, guys, if you have not yet checked out Fyter Fest, our review of Fyter Fest is up in the archive. That was episode 1 of this weekend of Around the Point. Myself and Big Mike went live for that one. We talked about AEW's Fyter Fest, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Also, this past Friday, the entire crew got together for Team Hill Podcast episode 300. The video format of the podcast is up on the video archives of the YouTube channel. It'll be up for downloading later on today. And for the audio formats, if you want to listen to it on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, it'll be up later on today for that format. So all that's in the video archives. And yeah, it's going to be basically up for me. That's going to be it. I hope you all enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And as always, y'all, hate, comment, and subscribe. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been another installment of Around the Point. Peace out, dorks.